Hello and welcome to one and all. In today's class, we will check out the one of the most important questions that is being asked in the board exam in Unit 4, Planning and NITI Aayog. That is, write a short note on NITI Aayog. Okay, so one of the very important questions which is being asked in the board exam. This is in Unit 4. Okay, so write a short notes on NITI Aayog. Most of the students would be confused because which part should be answered, because in the textbook there are so many topics given. So the objectives of NITI Aayog, the functions of NITI Aayog. Okay, so as far as so which part has to be written, because it is only for 5 marks. So as far as 5 marks is concerned, it is sufficient if you write the functions of NITI Aayog. Okay, now before explaining the function, before going the answer the functions, I would briefly explain to you about NITI Aayog. Okay, so the full form of NITI Aayog is National Institution for Transforming India. Okay, the name itself says the purpose is to transform India. That's why it is NITI Aayog. So this one was established on 1st of January 2015 by the Government of India, replacing the Planning Commission. So the Planning Commission, which was appointed in 1950, what was the purpose of Planning Commission? So the responsibility of the Planning Commission was to fix the targets and implement the 5-year plans, everything related to the implementation of 5-year plans in the country. So that was the purpose of establishing the Planning Commission. That was as early as 1950. Okay, so this one is has replaced the Planning Commission. So instead of Planning Commission, the government decided to establish a new public institution, that is what is known as the NITI Aayog. There are certain differences in the approach between the Planning Commission and the NITI Aayog. Okay, so NITI Aayog happens to be the top or apex public policy think tank of the Government of India. The think tank in the sense that there are so many experts, professors, eminent professors of all the eminent universities are all the members in the NITI Aayog. So that way it is called as the think tank. Okay, now what are all the responsibilities of NITI Aayog? So first and foremost, it is initiating or preparing various policies for economic development. So different policies are being initiated by the NITI Aayog for the development of the country. And the second one, the most important one, the purpose of NITI Aayog is to encourage competitive and cooperative federalism. So this competitive and cooperative, India is a federal state, isn't it? In the sense that we have the central government and the state government. The powers are distributed. The state governments have their own powers. Okay, that is the meaning of federalism. That is the meaning of federalism. That is the meaning of federal state. So NITI Aayog aims to promote this federalism in a cooperative manner between the central government and the different state government. That is one of the main objectives of NITI Aayog, which was not there when the Planning Commission was in vogue. Okay, so which means more involvement of state governments in the economic policy making process. So the main differences between the Planning Commission and NITI Aayog. So if you see the differences, then you will understand what is the meaning of that competitive and cooperative federalism. Okay, and why there is a necessity for the government to replace Planning Commission with NITI Aayog. So the first one, the Planning Commission was established in 1950 and NITI Aayog established in 2015. See, you can understand that the situation, the circumstances in the country then, that is in 1950 and 2015, there are a lot of differences, lots of developments, lots of changes have taken over the country. So Planning Commission was no longer suitable in the current situation because the states have grown so much themselves, so they need their own powers. It is no longer suitable, it is no longer practical or applicable to have one central Planning Commission which is dictating, which is telling the rules and regulations to all the states. So the states in the current scenario, in the current circumstances, the states should have their own voice. The states should have their own freedom. Okay, so in order to have that kind of institution, the Planning Commission was replaced with the NITI Aayog. Okay, so that's why the first difference was one-way approach of center to states. So the planning commission is also is one-way approach. That is, whatever the policies the central government, the planning commission is making, that is from the central government, all the states have to follow. That is one-way approach. But here, as far as the NITI Aayog is concerned, it is bottom-up model, that is states to center. The states, they have their own policies. They prepare their own policies in their own state. What are all the requirements? What are all the policies, strategies have to be used in order to develop their own state from the village level, and that is being forwarded to the central government. So it is bottom up model. Unlike the planning commission, it is the top to bottom, that is central to states. Then second one, more powers and autonomy to the center. So more and more powers are vested in the hands of the planning commission or the central government, whereas as far as the NITI Aayog is concerned, there is a distribution of powers to the different states. And third one, tilted more towards centralized planning. So what is the centralized planning is, it is almost like a communist planning. I mean, not to that much extent. Centralized planning is the plan, all the decisions, the plans, policies are taken by the one central authority, and it is being forwarded to all the state. That is like a centralized planning. But this is tilted more towards decentralized planning. So decentralized planning is, it is spread over. So the states there, they make their own plans according to their needs, and the states also, right from the bottom level, it is like a micro planning. So from the village level, they make their own plan according to their needs, and then that will be forwarded to district, and district, it will be forwarded to towns, and then it will be forwarded to states, and like that all the states, they will forward it to the central government. That is the decentralized planning. The powers are distributed. Okay. And the fourth one, planning commission, as far as planning commission is concerned, prepared policies and the state governments are supposed to follow. That's why it is a one-way approach. So according to the national priorities, the planning commission used to make the plans, and that has to be followed by all the states irrespective of their needs. Okay. But whereas as NITI Aayog is concerned, NITI Aayog just recommends the strategies. These are all the policies suitable for economic development. So NITI Aayog just recommends the policies, and it is up to the state governments for their implementation. So if it is suitable for the state governments, they will implement. If it is not suitable, they might not even implement. So it just leaves to the state government. That's why more powers and more autonomy is there for the state government. That is one of the main, this is what is called as cooperative federalism. So there is a lot of cooperation between the central government and the state governments, because the state governments is not forced, which was used by the planning commission. Okay. And I'm just giving you some of the initiatives of the NITI Aayog, some of the policies or the strategies recommended by the NITI Aayog. The first one, the Amrut Digital India and Atal Innovation Mission. Under that, the NITI Aayog encouraged the student entrepreneurship program. So different program, different courses are conducted for the student to become the entrepreneur themselves. Okay. And medical education reforms, agricultural reforms, especially in the marketing area, free tech-driven learning programs to engineering students in association with Byju's, etc. So these are all just some of the examples or the initiatives, policies which are undertaken by the NITI Aayog. And so this is what I said, recommending the policies, recommending the initiatives, and it is up to the state government either to follow this, implement this, or leave it. Okay. And then let us check about what is the organizational structure of NITI Aayog. So NITI Aayog, the full-time organizational framework of NITI Aayog is composed of, first one, the vice chairperson, who is to be appointed by the prime minister. So it is the vice chairman is appointed by the prime minister of the country, who is responsible for the day-to-day activities, administration and all. And then you have the NITI Aayog has 4 full-time members and 2 part-time members. So these part-time members, they are from leading universities, research organizations, and other relevant institutions. All the eminent professors, scholars from all the leading universities and research organizations, they are all the members of the NITI Aayog. That's why it is a think tank. So based on after consultation of all these eminent professors and all, scholars and all, NITI Aayog recommends the strategies. NITI Aayog recommends the policies to different state ministers. Okay, and then 4 ex officio members from the Union Council of Ministers. Ex officio members means because by virtue of being the minister, they automatically become the member of the NITI Aayog. So like that, 4 ex officio members from the Union Council of Ministers, and then there is a chief executive officer with the rank of secretary of the secretary to the Government of India, who looks after the administration. And apart from that, experts and specialists in various fields. So this also contributes one of the think tank of the NITI Aayog. Okay, and the Prime Minister acts as the chairperson. Even in the Planning Commission also, the Prime Minister automatically becomes the chairman of the Planning Commission. Same thing in NITI Aayog, the Prime Minister happens to be the chairperson of NITI Aayog. Okay, and there are 2 councils in NITI Aayog. One is the Governing Council. So in this Governing Council, all the chief ministers of the states and governors of union territories like Puducherry and all, so they are all the members. And as far as the regional councils are concerned, even in the regional councils, all the chief ministers of states and governors of union territories are the members. So the regional, the work of the regional council is they have to address specific issues. So normal general thing is addressed by the governing council. Regional council addresses only the specific issues concerning matters more than one state. So if there is any matter pertaining to one region which is affecting 2 states, okay, then it is a specific only 2 states, okay, then it is affecting only that particular region. And so those matters are addressed by the regional councils, and regional councils are headed by one of the chief ministers of the group. So whichever state the matter is affected, discussed, so that particular state chief minister will be the head of that regional council group, and they have their fixed tenure. As long as that matter is till the matter is being solved, till the matter is being addressed, then the chief minister will be the head of that particular group. So that way, that is pertaining to that regional matter addressed. And regional councils also have experts and academic institutions as members, and the state governments mainly operate through regional councils according to national agenda. So the more contact are there for the state governments with the regional councils, and according to the advice, already there are experts and academic institutions are members in the regional council. According to whatever the matters discussed, according to whatever the policies recommended by the experts and the academic institutions, the state governments act accordingly. So that will be in accordance with the national agenda. Okay. So this is the question you will ask. Write a note on NITI Aayog for 5 marks. That is, it is sufficient if you mention the functions of NITI Aayog. So I have just given you the brief background of NITI Aayog. Now let us go to the answer. Write a note on NITI Aayog. So since I have already explained, I think the answer now you will be able to understand it. Answer: National Institution for Transforming India, that is NITI, was established by the Government of India as a replacement for the Planning Commission on January 1st, 2015. NITI Aayog hopes to replace the one-way center-to-state flow of policy with cooperative federalism. I think now you have understood what is the meaning of the term cooperative federalism and what is the meaning of the term one-way center-to-state, etc. by only recommending the policies and leaving to the states for their implementation. Functions of NITI Aayog. First one, it will facilitate to transform India into cooperative and competitive federalism. So this is the meaning of transforming India, National Institution for Transforming India. National agenda is provided to the Prime Minister and Chief Ministers for development along with priorities and strategies. Second one, it introduces bottom-up model through decentralized planning. It is mentioned it introduces, because as long as the Planning Commission was there, it was from top to bottom. So for the first time it is bottom-up model. That's why it is mentioned it introduces bottom-up model through decentralized planning by distributing the powers. Third one, it prepares domain strategies with experts to assist the central and state ministries. So it prepares the domain strategies. What is the meaning of domain? That is a territory. So according to each and every state, what are all the policies within their territory they can implement. So those kind of strategies are recommended by the NITI Aayog. So it prepares domain strategies with experts to assist the central and state ministries. So there are certain strategy which is suitable for the state of Telangana might not be suitable for the state of Tamil Nadu, isn't it? There are certain policies which can be suitable for the state of Kerala, might not be suitable for the state of UP. Isn't it? So each and every state is different in different ways, isn't it? The population, the climatic conditions, so many factors are there. So whatever the strategy, whatever the policy that is being followed in one state, that might not be suitable for the another state. So every state is working towards their own development. So what kind of strategy can be followed in the state of Telangana? What kind of strategy can be followed in the state of Kerala? Like that, the domain strategies are recommended by the NITI Aayog. It serves as a knowledge and innovation hub by accumulating and disseminating research and best practices. Since NITI Aayog is all having the members from all the leading universities and research institutions, it is serving as a knowledge and innovation hub. So that's why all this in Atal Innovation Program, the Student Entrepreneurship Program. Okay, so all these are happening because of NITI Aayog happens to be the knowledge and innovation hub. So by all the by disseminating, that is by transmitting all the knowledge to the different state ministries. Fourth one, it resolves interstate and intersectoral conflicts. So the regional council, through matter of discussion, the interstate and intersectoral conflicts are being addressed or solved by the NITI Aayog. And fifth one, it acts as a consultant to the central and state governments on policies, programs and skills in governance. So how to, mainly for how to administer their own economy. Okay. Then sixth one, it enables capacity building and technology upgradation. And seventh one, finally, it monitors the implementation of the policies and programs and evaluates their impact. So it is, apart from just recommending, it also checks. I mean, even though it is not forcing like a planning commission, still it is the responsibility of the NITI Aayog to monitor whatever the policies that is being implemented by different states. Okay. So this is a very important 5 marks question in the that is asked in the board exam. Hope you have understood. Okay. So if you find this video useful, please like, share and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until my next class, take care. Bye bye.